Hello, everybody, and welcome to ZealZaddy. I'm Scott Coventry, the DM of Elixia Box of Memories. This is Season 2, Episode 9, A Pint of Inspiration. This is a D&D 5e campaign. We have 4 amazing players, and we'll get to them in a second. You can follow ZealZaddy everywhere at @ZealZaddy or /ZealZaddy. So that would be YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're most active on Twitter, and Patreon. There are a couple interesting games coming up that I wanted to tell you about before we get started. One of them is we're going to have a what is now called ZealZaddy Theater, which is our D&D 5e sock puppet D&D game that we're going to do monthly. So the first one is coming up next month on the 20th, I think. I'll have to check that. But if you follow us on Twitter and all the other socials, you'll see info there about that. The other one is we are pushing to our 2,000 followers on Twitter, and on Saturday we're going to be announcing a big giveaway, one of which is super exciting. If you love D&D and you love these cool supplements by all these cool creators like Underground Oracle Publishing and Plot Hooks and D&D Elise and Cryptrite, you will love what's coming up. So get ready and be warned. Cool stuff coming on Saturday. All right, let's bring our players in because they're way more important than me rambling on about nothing. All right. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Let's start with the introductions. Let's go with Dillon. Oh, damn it. I said it as he brought up a bowl.
The guy
Timing was great.
Full of soup right now. You're lucky. It was just a broth, so I'm good. Hi, I'm Dillon. I play Eslov, the Dragonborne Barbarian. And I was actually missing last week, because I understand something very important happened. So it should be interesting to come back and figure out what that was.
It probably wasn't a big deal. You probably don't need to...
Probably nothing I could notice.
Yeah, right. I mean, you'd have to have eyes in the back of your head to see like things behind you. Let's go to Morgan.
What's up, everybody? I am Morgan. I am the founder of Mind Flayed Mondays, a group that does professional dungeon mastering. So if you need somebody to run a game for you, check us out. I also started a podcast recently called Heroes of Oxus. Also, it's Mind Flayed Mondays podcast, but the group is Heroes of Oxus. If you're interested, check it out. And besides that, I play Vesryn Magic. I'm the party's wizard and annoying do-gooder. I don't know. What do you be considered at this point? But I just really enjoy playing with this group of people. These guys are all talented, amazing, and just happy to be here.
And you're not just a wizard anymore either. So you should let people know that that's not really the limits that you live by anymore. All right. And Tiffany.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I play Cerridwen. Sagewynd. She's the bard of the group. I have personally hired Morgan for his DMing, and I recommend it. Very pleasant experience.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's very professional, and the players that were a part of my group also enjoyed it, so very much suggest going to him. And he also has like a great list of other DMs if he's not available. I run my own campaign called Dungeon Damsels, so we run on YouTube. Gosh, words. YouTube and podcast form. So if you're looking for a plotline that's about a lot of feelings, and it's just a lot of feelings. It's just a lot of feelings. And this game's great. We got a lot of political intrigue done right, and a lot of interesting interactions between the players. I enjoy this group. Scott does a great job.
Thank you. All right, Brandon.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I play Morcant, and I'm still the cleric of the group. Don't really have much more to say than that. Let's start rolling dice.
So, who wants to do a recap? The only one that wasn't here last week was Eslov or Dillon.
I think
That means I should.
Dillon. I think Dillon should give it. Yeah, you should. I mean, I like doing the group version of it, but I mean, I can kick things
Go
off.
for it. Sure.
We left. We started off where we had been escorted by that giant fungus back to the death hole, and we proceeded to go down, and we made our way through there, and we came to a cave. It was a large opening, and inside of it were some dragon-like creatures who were trying to trade with us.
They were
It did
tempting us
Yeah.
with the treasure.
Yeah, and we weren't biting, and they were a little taken back by that. And then the fact that we weren't necessarily intimidated by them either. Morcant especially was basically telling them to shut off. In a more clerical, nicer way. Huh?
Aggressively asking for directions.
Yes, aggressively
Yeah.
asking.
So it was a great moment. Yeah, Morcant had great moments in that. The not dragons, I think they were like worms or something.
There were cold drakes.
Cold drakes, yeah.
Cold
Cold drakes. There were 2 of them. They tried to like eat us, and eventually we just had to fight. They did smell, but they did say something interesting that I'm not sure is super important, but they did say, "We smell of the lichen," as in reference to our group. Anyway, we killed them. Then we raid the treasure troves, and we find this, I guess, another obelisk, similar to like what we find on Elixia, these like towers of teleportation. We discerned that it was made of blood magic would activate it. So then we activated it, and we were presented with a choice. So like we had to make a save, and those who survived this, who made the save, were awake, and those who didn't were unconscious.
Yeah.
So the people who were awake had to make a choice to sacrifice one of the unconscious people. So Morcant and Vesryn and Cerridwen are all looking around like, how can we even make this decision? And we're like, can we try to back out of this? And Dwin's trying to like break down this obelisk so she doesn't have to make a decision. And then eventually Vesryn made the decision to sacrifice this 4th individual, because the voice of the rock thing said there are 4 people you can choose from, these 3 unconscious people and a 4th. And we're like, who's this 4th person? I don't know. Well, they're not answering, so I guess we're just gonna pick this person. And that person turned out to be the spirit that was attached to Eslov's tattoo. So his tattoo is gone. We teleported to Wythe, which is the city that Cerridwen's son was last seen in, and then we went to
You were in the Temple of Mava.
yeah, like Morcant tried to find a soul to reside in. Yeah.
Right.
A soul of Akor for us to reside in, but we found a Temple of Mava, and they were like, yeah, you can hang out here. And so we were staying at the Temple of Mava getting help.
And Vesryn has been very upset with the decision, because not only did it destroy the guardian spirit that was protecting Eslov, but it actually caused Eslov a lot of pain and suffering as well, as the tattoo was burned off his back and left him severely hurt at the time. And he has had a hard time dealing with the choice that he made. So, and I think that's pretty much where we're at.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And
Want to
then
add anything, Brandon? You good?
No, that's
Okay.
what I remember.
Brandon, as a cleric, appreciated the moral dilemma that you were in.
I love that moment. That was some high quality D&D right there. That was so good for me. That's exactly what I like D&D.
I feel sorry that I had to miss it.
It was so good.
So you are resting in the temple to to the Wild Moon, which is Mava. And the clerics there are gracious enough to take you in, give you food and some healing. But what's odd is all of you still, except for Eslov, still feel like a deep cold in your bones. Like even from the fire, it seems to warm you from the outside, but the inside still feels cold. You know, after a whole night of rest, you start to wake up, and you realize that there is still some injury to your extremities, to your toes and fingers, where the color is not fully returned, and there's some tips that are dark, even in your shoes, just from the freezing conditions and basically the frostbite of where you were in the blue wastes. And hey, everybody has now visited everybody else's homeland.
As an interesting note, do we actually end up getting to our destination quicker this way as opposed to traveling by sea? Was this a faster route?
Oh yeah, it was an instant route once you got there.
All it costed was a soul.
Yep, 1 soul.
Yeah, no big deal. There's plenty of them around.
You just got to bring extras with you.
Gotta bring like bunnies or something. Maybe orphan children.
There you go. Well, you might need 2 of them. They're very small. And Eslov, though, is very sore when he finally comes to. He's in a lot of pain, and he actually didn't wake up in the night. His eyes opened in the morning after warming by the fire some. And Eslov, when you awaken, you awaken to pain and too much heat. Like the fire now, you're sitting by it so close, it's made you too hot. You don't really like that kind of heat.
I'm getting old. I'll say that as he like stretches awake and he feels his back, and it kind of feels like just like sores.
And like a burning and sore, burning, and it's more than just sore. It's painful.
He reaches his hand around and feels back there. See if
there's some goop or something on you when you bring your hand back.
Some goop.
Yep.
Can you tell what color is this goop?
It's like a clear, maybe, a little bit of a reddish tinge.
A lot of bad jokes I could make about that, but
no, that's why I said reddish tinge.
Well, I mean, never mind.
Is Omari awake yet?
Let me see if she is awake. She is awake, and you see her putting together a bag.
Okay. I feel like I don't think Joanne would be in the temple. I feel like she would have made sure Omari was in sight of Eslov when he woke up, because she figured that would be his first concern was Omari. And then I feel like she would have gone to get snacks or more food. I think that as Shayley people would be really into food, so I think she'd go and find more food to just eat.
And
also giant.
Yeah, so they probably think you need extra food. You probably do need extra food.
Yeah, she's a big girl. She's gonna go find more food. Feels bad to just mooching off of this temple, so she's gonna go buy her own food somewhere.
You notice that Vesryn's not around.
Yeah.
She would try to keep an eye out for Vesryn in the market. Then.
Well, when you wake up, one of the priests comes over, and she sits with you as you're awakening. She goes, "I'm Claresta. You should probably rest. Your fingers and toes need more warmth, or they could become even sicker, more injured."
Oh, is she talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh. Dwin will just look at her and be like, "Oh, all right. I'm just really hungry."
We have food and we can get more for you. When you're fully sated, you can. I mean, we can't hold you here, so it's up to you. But you know, you're not fully healed from the cold.
So, like, scan the room. Who do I see in the room?
You see a couple other priests. You've never met priests to Mava. There's no temple on Elixia to them. You do remember that the priests are actually called lunatics.
Cool.
Like, that's their title. And they're called clerics of the wild moon. The other ones, there is fruit in here. There's no meat, but there is something is cooking by the fire, but you don't know what it is. It smells, oaty or like breakfast gruel kind of stuff.
Oatmeal. Yeah. Okay. Do I see my companions? That's what you'd really be.
Yeah, you see everybody is laying there except Vesryn. And
Where's she'll
and Omari is actually sitting up and kind of looking around and packing what looks like a bag.
Cool. I'll have some of whatever's cooking. She kind of like points towards the oatmeal. Have you seen my companion Vesryn? He's the elf who's
Yes.
not around.
Yes, he had fallen asleep out in front of the temple late at night, and I think he wandered off towards the festival.
Okay. She'll just hunker down.
She heads over to get you a bowl.
Yeah, we'll talk to Amari for a little bit. How are you holding up?
Well, after what we went through, I wish to say goodbye to everybody and get myself on a ship again. I need to. I'm not meant to stay living on land for very long.
Well, Vesryn and I gathered up some coins so we could start over. I know it's not much in light of the expenses of a ship, but she'll give her one of the purses that has 100 gold in it.
You're going to need this yourself. I collected some coin also from there. I mean, not enough to buy a ship.
We never decided how much was in the coin, though, just so, because that was going to determine how much I gave to her from what I collected. Just so you know. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to, like, post
No, you can do that. You can do that, too. I never got that from him afterwards. I meant to get that from him the other night. I do apologize for interrupting that scene. I feel terrible.
Okay. So there was 320 gold.
Okay. In total from what we collected?
From what you collected collectively.
Oh.
There was 501 silver. And there was 67 copper.
All right, cool. Give her whatever you want to give from that. I don't care. I just want to make sure we had an idea of how much it was.
Okay, so for every 100 silver makes 1 gold, right? Is that what it was? Every 10 silver
10
makes
silver.
1 gold. Okay, so that's about 50 gold worth of silver.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna give her like all the silver because I hate that. I hate breaking things. Just take it away. She's gonna have the silver, and I'm still giving her like 100 gold. Like
Okay.
the silver, and then so she has all the silver, and then there are 50 pieces of gold.
Okay. And she thanks you and says, I mean, once everybody's awake and I can say my goodbyes, I have to head to the docks and find a ship to work. I don't know where you go from here, all of you. I don't.
I'm not sure either.
I haven't seen the stars in a way that I can read them lately. I didn't recognize the stars in the north up there. They were in the wrong places for me, and it threw me off some.
Yeah, Eslov's mentioned that a couple of times the stars have been in the wrong place. I don't know what's going on, but you should spend some time with him when he wakes up.
I will. Yeah, I'll wait until I've had I can spend a little time with everyone. You all mean as much to me as I assume I mean to all of you. You know, we've gone through ordeals together, and
Oh, we certainly have.
they mean things.
Yeah. I'm gonna go check on Jacopo.
Have you ever been to a temple to the Wild Moon?
No, I've never left the island. So this is the first time. To lean over and say, did you know the priests are called lunatics?
Oh, yes.
Just find that fun.
They find that fun, too. They are chaotic in a way. They really do value self and the spirit of risk, adventure. But they also have wanderlust. Like these priests, give or take a few months, none of them will still be here. There'll be new ones here by then.
Oh, must mean that our whole... Does that mean they're on pilgrimage all the time?
All the time. They stay in one place long enough to get through a few festivals or a few seasons, make a few friends or acquaintances, and then they choose their next path. Or they don't choose a path and they just choose to walk out to a path and let the path find them.
Well, I suppose I can relate to that somewhat. Been on the road a lot myself.
We all can for some time, but there is something to be said for settling down a little bit and family and knowing places in depth.
Yeah, there comes a point where people are more important than the road.
Yes. They are generally pretty good healers, although this group seems a little lacking, I think, in that regard.
Well, we got what we got. We're alive. She kind of like wiggles her fingers around.
Yeah, there's still like blackishness under the skin that, you know, the warmth helps, but even the warmth though makes them tingle to the point that they hurt.
Oh yeah, it's like too hot.
Yeah. It's like you need to bring up the warmth slowly with injuries like these.
Oh, have you had she like kind of like waves her fingers at her
Yes.
because I don't think she knows what it's like. What is this called?
Frostbite.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Feels like
Yes.
a bite.
It's biting.
Yeah.
And it can require you to have your the black areas removed to,
You're like
to save
recoiled.
the rest. So it's important to let the warmth do its work.
Yeah, I don't want to lose any of these.
And Morcant, you start to wake up.
Excuse me, do any of your lunatics have some coffee?
Coffee. We can get you coffee.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much. And thanks again for your hospitality.
You're welcome. And he leaves, and as he's leaving, you see Eslov start to wake up, and when he does, he kind of reaches back, touches his back like it's bothering him, and he has goop on his fingers.
Speaking of which, I want to smell that goop.
What?
I would like to smell the goop.
It's
Not too fast, friend. Not too fast.
yeah, it's smelly.
What does it smell like? Does it smell like burnt fish kind of smell, or is it like bacteria? Does it smell like ammonia?
Is it yeasty?
No, probably
Does it
more
have
like.
fruity tinge?
I mean, it's mostly natural healing stuff. It's probably more like a turmeric
Healing
kind of
stuff.
thing with some kind of gelatin and.
Would I know anything about what they smeared on his back?
You probably have similar things back on Elixia for wounds that are going to take some time to heal and can't just be instantly healed. They can't easily be instantly healed. You know that the wound could probably be healed by a cleric with a high enough level healing spell, which might be telling you something. It's more like an unguent.
Rats don't hurt that much. Does Eslov know it's like healing stuff?
Yeah. Every culture has some kind of healing stuff. I mean, you don't know why it's there, but your back is in a lot of pain, so you assume it's for that.
I mean, yeah. Well, he still thinks it's just like his natural sword. Like
Yeah.
maybe because he slept with.
And when you are studying it, a Elven woman comes over and she says, "You really shouldn't be touching your injury right now. You should give it time to heal."
He just looks at her with like a confused expression. He doesn't know what she's talking about.
Your friends brought you in and you had been injured. So we're trying to take care of it, but it's going to take a little time. You may need to just relax and let the warmth work its way through you. Although your hands and your fingers and toes, they don't look frostbitten like the others.
Yeah, I wonder why.
You do feel like a coldness in your bones still, though. Like you're not fully warmed up. But you don't like the fire. But you don't like the fire. It's just too much. It's just too much on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like the cold on the inside isn't from the cold of your outside.
What I need is a belly full of.
We have some oats that are warm. If you'd like me to bring you some.
Not oats. Heat. Like, what do you have to drink?
We have some ale.
I'd love some ale.
And she goes over to another priest. That priest leaves the temple, parts the beads at the door and heads out.
He thanks her while she leaves.
And you notice that the others are there sitting up and starting to awaken, except Vesryn, who isn't there.
I imagine everyone's giving him awkward looks.
Yeah.
Why does everyone still look so white? Am I a ghost?
Dwin's just like, she was like trying to just awkwardly shovel as much oatmeal in her face, and then he started talking, and she's like, all right. She's gonna go to one of the priests and ask them to, if they have like a mirror or something. Or a reflective surface.
We don't have one here, but there is one at the bathhouse.
Okay, Eslov, your tattoo is gone.
He looks at you for a second, and he just kind of like scoffs.
And everyone in the room
Is that
stops.
a joke? He's like, he's got like a half grin on his face because he thinks it's a joke, but he doesn't think it's a funny one.
And Cerridwen's looking at Morcant for help. She's like, well, not a joke.
Anyway, what do we have to get around here?
I got oatmeal.
What's oatmeal?
And Omari says,
And then he'll take it.
there's also fruit over on the
He'll
table
take
there.
it before you can answer him, and he'll start eating it. Not from you, but if there's like oatmeal around. He's not even going to wait for you to answer. He's just so hungry.
Yeah, she's like, just eat it, and she'll give him a bowl.
And Omari comes over and sits next to you.
What is the last thing that Eslov remembers?
We were in a cave, and we made the mistake of using blood magic that required a sacrifice after the magics had begun. And you and myself and Jacopo had apparently fallen unconscious, and to get out of the spell, a sacrifice had to be made of somebody. And the only people that we knew that were there were you and I and Jacopo, but there was apparently a fourth that was offered as the sacrifice to allow the magic to happen and allow us to break free of its hold. And once that happened, the art on your skin was torn from you, and we were instantly transported to here, to this city. And you've been unconscious until now. I was unconscious until a little earlier this morning too.
Yeah, that's what happened. We were given the choice of choosing out of the three unconscious people we knew, or some fourth person we didn't know. Or dying, so we chose the fourth person we didn't know. We couldn't talk to him though. I didn't know it was your tattoo. No clue what it was.
Eslov doesn't really know how to take it. He's just kind of like blinks for a little bit. But his expression's neutral. It's not like one of sadness or happiness.
Yeah, like that's what's throwing Joanne off. She's just like,
He's just like,
shouldn't you be upset?
and then finally he just says, I don't know how to feel about that.
Oh.
I didn't know that woman. I could never see the tattoo. I'm just glad that no one else got hurt.
Alright, well, I feel a lot better now. I didn't know how you take it at all. And Vesryn took it real hard. He's gone. You know how he gets when he's upset.
Where is Vesryn right now? Is he in here?
No.
He's not.
I'm gonna go looking for him.
Oh,
I don't care if people try to stop me.
They do. You really should rest. Your back is injured, and you really need to warm yourself.
He
still.
puts his hands out. I've had worse. And then he goes to leave. And he says, thank you profusely, but then he insists that he has to leave.
As he walks through the beads, Morcant just wants to be like, but they have coffee.
Oh,
Eslov just chuckles, but he continues to walk out. I missed playing with you, Brandon.
Vesryn, what are you doing?
He'd probably be somewhere in the festival trying to drink, but just not even feeling up to drinking.
Well,
just kind of cradling a cup.
Well, the morning wakes, pries open your eyes. You've had fallen asleep in an alleyway near the festival, and the sun finally reaches you.
Yeah, I think when I woke up, I found that my cup had already been refilled. Right?
Yes, but you're right outside the temple.
This is where I would get up and just quietly move away and try to find some place in the festival area to just have a seat somewhere and just kind of cradle the cup and just watch as people wake up and start their day.
Well, nobody's awake yet, and you get out to where the festival is, and you realize that this was a festival filled with debauchery. There's cups and smell of alcohol everywhere. Most of the people are in some state of nudity. Many are laying against each other and near each other. A couple have gotten sick, and it's a sight.
This is filthy.
I'm able to find him.
And then you hear footsteps coming up, and Vesryn, you see, Eslov, you see Vesryn standing, looking at this sight of different kinds of people laying unconscious all over some sort of a town square or town center.
Do I hear him say filth?
Sure.
But you were one of the filthy about 30 seconds ago.
He doesn't even turn. He just kind of straightens up a little, tense, and it's good that you're on your feet.
And he goes and he puts hands on Vesryn's shoulder, like a dad who's proud of his son. And he says, I know that you blame yourself for what happened.
I was the one who made the final decision, so yes.
And I'm glad you did. Everyone else here was worth more than that to you.
Yes, but that woman helped us not once but several times on the island.
She helped us
saved
this time as well, didn't she?
And it's not just that, man. Your wounds. I feel, like I should have done better.
The wounds will heal. They always do. And then he'll turn Vesryn around and give hair hug. Not too tight.
Okay, well you say bear hugs, for you, without too tight for you, might still be too tight for me.
All right. I keep forgetting that you're a little shrimp.
Thank you.
You smell like booze.
I had a little bit last night after everybody passed out. There's a full cup here. I didn't feel drinking. Would you like it?
Sorry, what'd you say? My roommate was talking.
I was saying I still have a full cup here if you'd like some.
He'll take it and he'll just chug the whole thing. I've been looking for something to warm my inside.
That's pretty good.
And you
What
hear
is it? It's in the cup. He didn't even smell it before he drank it.
I don't know what was in the cup either. It's festival drink.
And you hear somebody start to wake up I can warm somebody's insides.
I think we should.
We should probably get out of here.
We both look at it. We
Starting
should
to
probably
wake
go.
up.
I love that we were both like, yeah, let's get out
Oh
of here.
yeah, the smell of syphilis. Let's leave.
The smell of syphilis in the morning. We should leave now. I like that, Tiff. That's funny.
I love the smell of syphilis in the morning.
And I'll head back with you.
And you get back, and everyone else is starting to wake up, and there's coffee that's been brought in. Morcant's enjoying the smell and the taste of an actual good cup of coffee.
Oh, I'll have some of that, Morcant, please.
Of course.
They have sugar, like.
Yeah, they have
Okay,
sugar.
yeah.
They have honey and sugar, and
Okay.
no
Like
white
the-
sugar. It's brown.
Brown. I mean, brown's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
There just be a lot of sugar in Cerridwen's coffee.
Yeah.
Don't think she'd pick it black.
They
That's
have,
going to be the same way.
they have goat milk too if you want it with milk.
Oh yeah, she'd all the fixins. You know, it'd be like if she's like a hot cocoa person. So you
Right.
give her coffee, she's like, all right.
That's it.
Yeah. Sprinkle, you know, she'd like have whipped cream and sprinkles and everything. So she's just pouring it in. Well, yeah, it's good now. Oh.
I'm glad to see everyone's okay.
Yeah. Glad we made it out
Oh, yeah.
alive.
Yes. Well, we're in wife.
We are.
And Captain Omari stands up and says, I want to thank all of you for your time with me, and I appreciate the efforts to keep us all alive, but I'm not someone meant to stay on the shore. I need to go to the port and see if I can find a ship to catch and work my way back up. There are no hard feelings about the ship. It was obviously something way beyond us. But I do call you all friend, and I hope that our paths cross again in the future. Eslov, I'm almost certain ours will.
Always seems to.
Is your companion going with you, Jacopo?
Jacopo I believe is going to come, but he's still not fully healed yet. He needs a little more time in front of the fire.
Oh, good. So you can.
I'll try and find him and I both work.
Oh,
And then in a day or two he can join.
Dwayne, did you give Captain Amari the coin?
Oh, I gave her some of the purse that I had.
Oh, okay, yes. All right. I just want to make sure that you were compensated the best we could help you with.
I was compensated by being kept alive.
True enough. Well, perhaps we should toast to all those that got us here before you go. Whether it's coffee or ale.
And one of the priests comes and says and brings a bottle of some kind of liquor. Yep. And pours liquor of some kind.
Pour it into the coffee.
What was
Sure.
the name of the ship again?
The Daydream.
Oh,
To the Daydream and its crew. May they always dream on.
Eslov
Okay.
presents the empty cup of whatever it was he drank earlier.
And it's poured. And it's filled while it's out.
I'll drink that.
Did that woman come back with the ale? Did she just like stand around until I got back?
Yeah, she brought ale, and they have, this temple has liquor. It has ale and liquor, and
I'm sorry, I should have told you that I was going to leave. Truthfully, I didn't know I was going to. Thank you for giving me the takes of surgery.
anytime you need to leave, that's when you should leave. But it would be good for you to allow your wounds to heal some more.
They're fine.
When I look at
Am I missing any HP, by the way?
Are you missing what?
Any HP, like mechanically?
Oh, well, your hit point max was halved from the exhaustion and the freezing, so you're probably at. You had gotten it back by now. You're probably not missing any.
Okay.
You got a long rest too.
when I look at more at Eslov's back, like how bad does it look to me as someone with some medical training?
It's bubbling blisters and like skin torn off to the muscle in some areas.
It's gonna be a very big scar.
Oh yeah, it'll be all scarred.
Yes, Eslov, it's best that you don't do much for now. This is really quite bad.
I'm fine. And he's gonna try and do some jumping jacks to show that he's fine.
So
But it's gonna hurt a lot.
I just want to
Just
poke
stop.
him in the back. Well, when he gets up, I just want to poke it.
Ow.
Ah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
one of the priests says, Arlena is probably capable of doing a little more than us even. You may want to see her when you're comfortable.
Who's Arlena?
Thank you.
She runs the cantina down across from the festival center.
Arena's Cantina?
Yes, it's called Cece's.
Oh, have you ever? I'm looking for someone as well. And I'll use my disguise self to change into my son. So.
Oh, that's interesting. Have you ever done that?
I
I don't think you have. You've never turned into
I've
him.
turned into people,
But not into him.
not into him. No.
That's interesting.
So, have you ever seen this person before around this area?
Outside of just now, I don't recall seeing that person.
Well, are all the lunatics present?
There are 4 of them here. You don't know how many there are, but that's all.
Okay.
All
And
you've
it's so-
seen.
So none of you? She'll kind of gesture around. Have you seen any of this person?
Cerridwen.
Yeah.
These are lunatics. They've probably only been here for at most a year, and your son would be older than that now. The odds of them seeing them is going to be quite low.
Yeah,
Well, you
none
gotta
of them
start
say.
somewhere.
They're all like, no. Did he come by here recently?
Kind of. And then she'll describe the red doored casino she saw.
None of them recognize that. I don't recognize that.
Okay, well, we'll keep asking around.
Are there many gambling halls nearby?
There's gambling in a lot of in the inns, and maybe at Mama
Where would I-
Bardusa's if you have the coin.
Is that where I go to find the avid gamblers?
It's really a bathhouse. It's not really a gambler's den, but there's a lot of money that moves through there, and the gamblers who know what they're doing, they tend to visit frequently.
Perhaps they can. If we meet somebody there, they can direct us towards.
Yes. That's what I was thinking as well, Vesryn.
Yeah. Well, I'm ready to go if they want to start looking for Arlena and
Well, we need to be very careful not to get into too much trouble. Eslov is quite injured. If he is to join us, we really can't get into combat of any sort. We need to be on our best behaviors.
Perhaps. Do we want to get up now, or do we want to rest another day or so just to give Eslov more time to heal that back?
we can rush some more. I don't think a day will matter.
Plus, with the festival that just happened, trust me, and you can ask Eslov, none of us want to go outside right now.
Oh, why?
Take your word.
Morcant, you actually might want to go outside. It seems completely up your alley of the type of, fun and debauchery that has gone on out there.
What type of fun and debauchery is up my alley?
The kind that's gone on outside.
Well, I guess I'll go and check it out then. And I'll kind of finish my cup of coffee, just adjust my armor, dust it off, and
Make sure you say, I needed something warm going in me, and I'm sure you'll get some great responses.
And Omar's like, why would you ask that? Why would you say that?
I'm kind of curious as well. What warm thing went into you, Vesryn?
No, wasn't me. I gave Eslov a drink, and he drank it, and he said, he needed something warm, and it was a wonderful conversation we had with an individual. It was short, very, very short, and we left immediately, but...
Oh, I don't assume I'll have the same conversation.
You never know. I mean, if you say the words, you might.
So yeah, I'll head out now, and
I will watch him from the doorway.
anyone cares to join me, I'll meet the locals.
Actually, I might go with him just from a distance to watch him meet the locals. Dwayne, you might enjoy this as well. We should.
All right.
And Dwayne, they were naked in the street. They partied hard last night. I'd love to see Morcant dealing with the locals in that state.
It's just like, there's just this long, Yeah, let's go look at it. Like, classic, like, mustache glasses and newspapers.
Well, you look like your son right now.
Yeah, I'm totally incognito. Let's go.
I think I have this guy myself, too.
I'll walk out on the street and walk towards where I think the center of the town is, whatever direction that is.
It's pretty obvious. You get out and there's this big open circle between a bunch of buildings, and in the middle there are little tables and people laying about and in various states of undress, laying across each other, on each other, liquor and like bottles and glasses all over the place. It's a lot like Woodstock, actually. Like, have you ever seen pictures of Woodstock?
No.
They're laying in,
So I'll just
Haven't?
kind of, not that I can think of.
That's fair enough.
I'll just kind of see if anyone's more awake than others.
There are a few people who are like waking up. Even the ones waking up really move like they're waking up still drunk.
Okay, so the most awake person that's kind of near me, I'll head over towards them.
Okay. You see this guy who's sort of sitting up and looking at a bottle of liquor on the ground in front of him that has, a little bit left in it, and he's seems to be debating in his mind.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm tired, but I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm a bit cold. I was out in a very snowy area, and I haven't really fully recovered.
You're not even Were you here at the festival? You don't look like you've been like you were
Oh,
here.
no, I wasn't. But one of my friends told me that I could find my type of fun and debauchery out here, so I figured I would take a look and see what was going on.
And his eyes kind of blink, and he tries to open up his eyes a little more, and he stands up tall. He's about 6'6", and he's nude, and he just stands and he goes, "You could probably find some debauchery around here."
About your clothes, good sir. Do you know where you put them?
They're somewhere around here. Why do I need my clothes? The festival's not over. We're just taking a break.
Oh, it's a naked festival, I see. My apologies.
An orgy, yes. That's part of it.
Oh. I don't really know if that's my type of fun and debauchery. I believe my friends may have lied to me.
As they're just sitting over in the corner, just cracking up.
like, Dwayne just buckled over, like, tears of just...
You need help finding clothing?
Are you sure
Morcant
you
know what that is?
What clothing is? Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want to try this? It's even though it looks bad now, most of the time up until now it's not bad at all. It's quite joyful.
I mean, at the moment, all I see is a bunch of people who are asleep, and I just woke up, so I don't think we're in the same place right now.
Is something wrong with your hand?
I'm just, just limiting my field of view, being polite.
Oh, and he reaches down and he grabs the bottle of liquor and he holds it in front of himself. That help?
I appreciate that, good sir.
Make me a perception check.
Goodness. That would be a 19.
Okay, so when he holds the bottle up, it's a clear bottle, and the liquor distorts him in a way that makes him look more dangerous than he was before.
Dangerous?
I mean,
I'm assuming my friends were referring to a different type of fun and debauchery. I'm just going to keep looking. Thank you.
all right. And then he lifts the bottle up and takes a drink. Maybe I'll see it. Maybe I'll see you later.
Perhaps. You never know.
And he sits back down and he continues drinking what's left of that bottle.
I will continue down the street to look for more fun and debauchery.
He's not stopping. I thought we would go back now.
He's looking for more orgies.
He's just trying to find the right one.
He's got to find his type first.
It's off there too. Is it just these three hiding behind a barrel?
I would imagine he's. Well, no, he probably stayed at the soul to rest. Because after Morcant poked him, he started to really feel it.
Don't worry, we'll fill Eslov in on everything.
Yeah.
After a while, Morcant doesn't come back. It seems like he may have made it past the festival.
Did we lose sight of him?
Yeah, we were following him.
Oh, you're just following. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we want to make sure he doesn't die or anything.
He has a short conversation with a tall person and then kind of goes past. And the tall person sees the rest of you back there and he kind of nods at you. You here for the festival too?
Oh, yes, and I was enjoying the conversation you were having with our friend. Thank you so much for that.
I'm a bit of fun pulling his leg.
He's a little stiff at times. I mean, so are you, obviously. But we have to go, sir.
Maybe I'll see you later.
You never know. It's a festival.
Wild things have happened.
And you head over. I mean, Cerridwen, you're no stranger to orgies.
Well, she'd want to know what the orgy is for, because orgies in Shaley are meant to be a representation of fertility.
Yes.
And they're offerings to the land.
Yes.
So she's why is this orgy here, and what does it represent? And depending on that would depend if she'd participate.
This does not look like a fertility festival and representative of appreciation for the land.
That's
Okay.
kind of how Dragonborne orgies work. Dragonborne orgies are like, they're like celebrating the fertility of the land through the body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what they're like in Shaylee. They're like,
Okay.
oh, well, like in my head canon, like the energy from the orgy is like offered to the land and that fertilizes it. So I don't know if that's canon. That just kind of makes sense to me.
It is now.
That's why the land's
Oh, you
fertile.
come
then.
up with that, don't you? For Eslov, it's more like a symbolic.
I would say Vesryn hasn't really done the orgy thing, but he doesn't really have an issue. I mean, he did go off into the woods with that Fey creature, and he learned.
Yeah, he's not
magic.
he's not a virgin at least.
Yeah, he's not like uncomfortable with the idea. He just.
What about Morcant, though?
Morcant has never been in an orgy. Fun fact about Morcant.
Yeah.
Really?
I just want that little thing that goes across the screen. That the more you know, like.
Just all the censor boxes.
Yeah. The more you know, TMI.
I didn't expect this to be the episode where we got so in-depth about orgies.
Yeah. So
I mean, we're in the middle of one.
Interesting
yeah.
stuff.
and you all cross through the center of this little part of town, and Morcant is on the other side of the this area. What are you doing then, Morcant, when you cross? It's streets. It branches out into streets. A lot like Elixia, just...
I'm gonna look to see if I see someone who's a little more dressed.
Yeah, after you get out of this area, down the street you see a little old man, a little old lady with a little cart. They have some fruit in it.
I'll walk up to them. Hello, lovely day. How are you both doing?
Ah, some clothed ones. It's a nice change.
Yes, you're telling me it was quite something I just walked through.
Can I help you with something? Are you looking for some fruit?
Perhaps. I don't know. One of my friends told me there was something outside that I would enjoy. And I can't seem to find it.
That's because you haven't looked hard enough.
Said it was my type of fun and debauchery. I'm not 100% sure what I'm looking for out here.
What kind of fun and debauchery are you interested in?
I'm really not sure what he meant. I don't really know that those are two words that are commonly used to describe me.
Are those your friends, the people following you?
I look around. Do I see them?
What?
Do I see them when I look around?
Yeah, they're back behind you and kind of in the distance.
Those two over there.
Perhaps we should ask them.
Oh, that would be easier than asking random strangers. I can feel it.
The old lady waves. Are you with him?
Most days.
Yeah,
Vesryn,
we'll take him.
I'm not sure what type of fun and debauchery I'm looking for out here. Could you point me in the right direction?
You went right past it, my good friend.
Oh, did I?
That big tall man was right up your alley. That's the type of debauchery we were talking about.
I'm not really sure. I'm not much of an orgy person. I don't know how you got that impression.
My mistake. Honest mistake. It happens. I do apologize. It'll never happen again, I promise.
It's all right.
And the old lady looks at you. It's for sure going to happen again. Just so you know. I can tell his type.
I'll keep an eye out for it.
Hello, ma'am, and good son. How are you today?
We're good. We're out here trying to get, some fruit into people's hands. They need to eat.
Yes. Sure. What kind of fruit do you have?
We have oranges all the way from way down south in Mirador. We have lemons also from down there. Have you ever had a lemon? You've never heard of a lemon.
No.
They're
I haven't heard of either of those.
Well, the oranges are very sweet. The lemons are very sour. They look similar, but their colors are different. Then there's passion fruit, which I can't sell that to you. You don't look like you're participating.
still wouldn't mind some.
There's dragon fruit, delicious.
Ooh,
Cactus
Very
pear.
How much for at least 4 of each fruit that you have, including the passion fruit?
8 silvers.
I will give her a gold,
Thank you.
and then this way we can all have one of each of these fruits. Especially since
Oh.
we probably haven't tried a lot of these before.
yeah, this will be fun. This will, this will give Morcant a different type of fun. Trying different fruit.
You don't have any bags?
No, we actually lost everything recently.
Well, let me see what I have. And she goes under and she takes out some like a little crate that she can put all of it into, rather than
Can I pay you for the
individuals.
crate?
No. You've paid extra already. And she gives you the crate, and it's enough to carry all the fruit.
Perfect. Did you want to see if maybe have you lived here your whole life in this city?
Yes.
Yes. Has there ever been, or is there currently, a casino anywhere with like a red door?
Oh no, as far as I know, there's no casino. There are inns and taverns that have gambling if you're looking for gambling, but
Perhaps maybe you could describe more of the outside that you saw. Maybe that might be.
Well, it has big red doors and carvings of dice and nude people.
and the old man finally speaks. And that sounds like Mama Bard. Would that be Mama Bardusa's? I mean, she does have a red door, and she does have carvings.
Where's
It could
that?
be. Well, that's further down the street, and you'll have to make a right at the next major street, and you'll know when you see it. It's the grandest building you're going to see here.
Oh, all right. That's good. Thank you.
Twin, are you still in that disguised self, or did you drop that?
She still has it up, but right now she's considering dropping it because last time we stood.
Yeah. Before you do that, I would like to say, you see my friend here? Have you ever seen this person before?
Perhaps a bit older.
And the old man goes, "There was a person came through, must have been 15 or 20 years ago, that looked a little like that. There aren't many of your type that come through this town."
Do you know where they might have gone, where they might have stayed, or just an idea where we might be able to look for more information?
No. But I don't remember. I don't forget faces. I can't remember your name tomorrow, but I don't forget faces.
Honestly, I'm the same way. Your information is more valuable to us than you know. I'd like to compensate you for your help.
Okay.
And I'll pull out a couple more gold. Say 3 gold. And I'll give them 3 gold for that.
And
I'm sure that's
thank you for your generosity. Thank you so much. Here, let us give you some more fruit. And
No. I insist. You have plenty more people to make business with. You get that money for them as well. This is for the information.
thank you, sir.
Blessing to you.
Thank you. Oh, Akor, you're a priest of Akor. You're a,
Yeah.
what are they called? A Sagewynd. You're a Sagewynd. No, not a Sagewynd. An acolyte. An acolyte.
Yeah,
You're an acolyte?
Not quite a same mind yet.
Oh.
Did you ever notice that say mind sound like sane mind, while these are lunatics. Coincidence?
I think you're rather overthinking that.
Quite possibly.
One more quick question. Do you know if there's an artist around here that could do a portrait? Sober enough right now?
Oh, there's a lot of artists around here. You just walk through a gaggle of them.
Oh, okay. Sheila, thank you. She's gonna turn to the group. I want to try to get a portrait of Taliesin.
Have you never? And the old lady leans. You've never been here, have you?
No, we are all new here.
We are.
All of Wythe is here for the artists.
We can see that. Sorry, I'm trying to loosen up a little bit after our scary journey. So.
I'm gonna step out and look for someone who's kind of sober, somewhat. I don't know, someone who's awake. That they gestured towards this pile of people, like the artists. I'm like, okay, well, try to find someone.
So you go to the pile of people, and there are one or two more people that are starting to lift their heads, and someone sees you, like, staring at them.
Do any of you do portraits?
Not today.
Okay.
We're very busy, Can't you tell?
I'll just
Gwen, you
carry
might
on.
be concerned about what they might want for trade.
Perhaps if we paid you well for your time, would it be worth it then?
And they look at you for a moment, and they're like, no, yeah. I'd rather, our festival will be done in a day or two. You can find us then if you need some art. Good Lord.
Well,
That was rude. And this is just gonna be like,
It was. Totally.
rude.
I wasn't even rude. I was just offering to pay them double.
Let's take our money up for it. Let's go back to Eslov.
Yes, let's see how our friend is doing with his back. Ooh, and share the fruit. I'm sure he'll love this. I want to see him eat the lemon. I said it was sour.
Maybe we shouldn't mention that it's sour.
Yes, perhaps not.
And where are you going to?
Going back to the temple, I
Okay.
think.
Okay. You get back to the temple. Doesn't take very long. And the priests are all in there. Oh, we thought you were heading to Cece's.
Well, we thought we'd bring some fruit back.
Oh. There is some fruit on the table, but those are exotic.
We found a nice, was it a couple?
Yes.
Okay, we found a nice couple that sold some fruit, and we've never had this before, so figured we'd come and share.
Vesryn's going to put the passion fruit aside for now. Save that for later. 'Cause
Okay.
he's not sure. The way they said it, he's not sure what that meant it was, and who knows, maybe we can get everybody here, like, happy-go-lucky, we might get more in a orgy later tonight.
Maybe. It's all about the fruit.
The rest of the fruit I will lay out for everybody.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So we can start trying them, eating them, and enjoying the fruits. There's oranges and lemons, Eslov, and
A
dragon fruit.
Yeah, there's a dragon fruit.
Most of them he's never tried. I don't imagine he's ever had a lemon.
Yeah, she hasn't had any.
No.
I imagine he just like takes it, he sniffs it, and he pops the whole thing in his mouth,
I think you're...
and then he spits it out.
Oh, how's the fruit?
How do people eat this?
We usually peel the skin off.
You cut it, and then yes, he's correct. You peel the skin. Would you like me to cut it and peel the skin?
Maybe
for
the
you?
orange. Maybe this one tastes better. He grabs an orange and eats that one whole.
You do the same with that.
Ah. He like spits that one out, and then he goes for the dragon fruit. Tries to do the same thing.
Would you stop and enjoy the fruit the way you're supposed to enjoy it?
I don't know how you're supposed to enjoy it.
We just told you. Wait, we'll show
You need to cut it open.
For all of them?
Yes.
That seems inconvenient.
Oh,
He has a point.
I'm just
Don't-
gonna cut the fruit open, and you just cut them open.
Don't you skin the seal before you eat the meat?
Oh,
Oh.
you get with the skin on. It's more nutrients.
Get the little wedge of orange. Here you go.
Does it still have the skin on?
Yeah, she like left just like a little bit of. Okay, well, she would like pause and like, wait, no, let me get it all off, and then she hands it to you.
Yeah. He would taste it, and he's really not used to the acidity of citrus, or acidity in general. He might spit that out too, honestly.
I'm also not used to sweet things.
Yeah, you like honey and stuff. You might like.
Well, he said sweet stuff. He just hasn't had acidic.
Yeah, you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, acidity is pretty different.
Like maybe he had like vinegar, but they didn't really eat that, I guess.
Yeah.
Vinegar is a base, not an acid.
Wait.
I mean, might be some acidic berries. In the
Yeah, but he wouldn't have had them in such large quantities that it would have actually done anything, you know?
However you want to react to it, it's
Your character.
it's your fruit reaction.
I think Vesryn would enjoy it, especially the stuff he hasn't tried before.
I would kind of imagine, with the amount of time Morcant's been on the docks, that citrus wouldn't be too uncommon for people fighting scurvy. So I think he would probably have maybe not had a lot of it because it is exotic to the area, but at least
Yeah.
similar flavors or understand what it is.
Yeah, the ships that travel distances carry citrus, and you know that. You've probably are the only one who's probably tasted at least one of the two, either lemon or orange. Probably oranges; they're more common.
I think I would love oranges. Because I love oranges in real life.
I wish I had one. I had pickles. That's acidic. That's close enough.
Pickles, that's a type of fruit.
We had like.
I mean,
oranges.
cucumbers and melon.
You
Isn't
can
it?
pickle melon. You can pickle melon. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
I'm
think.
pretty sure it's a melon. And if I'm wrong about that, then I will eat
I'm trying to think
my
of what
shoe on screen.
defines the melon.
It's not used as a fruit. It's just like tomato. It's not used
I
as
love how this has turned into a whole thing.
But we can have a whole conversation on like when the like the value of a definition to a word, especially when pertaining to food. Like a lot of
Right.
it is so really intertwined
Well,
that
yeah.
like, authentic definitions only fit so much as far as whether or not it's worth it. Like to call a tomato a fruit, technically it fits all the criteria of fruit, but culturally it's not seen as a fruit.
Well, I mean, it's only a fruit botanically. If you're using it in a food dish, it's probably not going to go in a fruit salad. And if you're putting tomato
yeah. But you
in a
can
fruit
like,
salad,
anything you do with a berry, you can do with a tomato. You can make jams and all these things. As far as
Yeah.
like cooking wise, okay, we're going way off the
I was
game.
going to say.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So
Melon.
Sorry.
Yeah, cucumbers are under the same like family tree as melon.
Okay, good to know.
was Arlena's closed? Was Cece's closed?
We actually didn't stop there yet.
Oh.
That's. You said that was the bathhouse? Did they have
No,
a
no,
bathhouse
no, no. It's the Cantrip Cantina. Arlena's
Elena Cantina,
tavern.
Cantina, Cece's.
Yeah.
Oh.
there? We didn't stop by there at the moment. We figured we would see if Eslov wanted to try to get out and walk around a little bit, get on his feet. Do you think with those wounds that he'd be okay going to the baths to clean off, or do you think the wounds would need more time?
If you showed that to them, they would probably find a bath that would be appropriate for it. Actually, they have healing baths there, and they have healing muds. You know, they could do quite a bit.
Perhaps we go to the baths first, get cleaned off after what we just been through, and then.
It has been a minute since I've taken a bath.
Oh.
You were all there when we went dancing.
It has been some
Right, that's it. Wow.
time.
I think the only baths that Eslov has ever been to were like probably like hot springs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have definitely done hot springs, and that is healing and feels good. It's you go straight down the road you were on. When you hit the major intersection, the next major road, you turn right, and you will run into it. You'll know it when you see it.
Thank you.
Well, let's go. Jacobo, do you want to go with us as well to heal up a little bit better than Springs?
I'm going to wait here in the fire and find out if Captain Omari comes back with work. I would rather get to the C2.
Let's speed up your healing process. It's your choice. I'm not going to force it.
I'd rather wait for Captain Omari.
Right.
Understood.
Suit yourself.
Thank you, though.
Well, let's go.
Alright, we go out.
You head out. You cross through the orgy pile, go past the old lady and the old man again, who wave hello as you go by.
Does
And
my buddy with the bottle wave hello too?
he's probably meandered off. He had to take a piss.
By the way, the whole time we're walking, I'm back there telling Eslov about what happened to Morcant and how he completely was oblivious to what was going on, which Eslov may or may not be oblivious to it, but I'm just telling you how funny it was, that kind of thing, so you know what you missed.
And you get to another intersection of the two streets, and there were smaller ones in between. This is a bigger one, and you see this one runs all the way up the town, up a hill, and as you're walking, you hit this point where the road turns a little bit, and suddenly there's a beautiful garden with green grass, little statues all over the place of things like winged babies and people of different types, including even Dragonborne and Firbolg and elves and humans and just everybody there. And everything looks like it grew in the perfect place to perfectly accent whatever it was growing next to. And the little walkway, the grasses go right to it and end and kind of reach in between the stepping stones. It is the most perfectly manicured garden that you've ever seen. And there's a little meandering path through it to a manor home of some kind that does have red doors in front of it.
My goodness, that was the most perfectly manicured garden I have ever seen.
Does it match the location?
Can I see from here what the red doors look like and squint look?
They don't look like they have anything carved in them. They look like solid red doors.
Well, they don't have the carvings we're looking for. That is really nice, Lord.
Right? Oh.
As a worshipper of quail, you usually like having things just growing everywhere, but there's just so much skill behind it. We should ask for a tour.
Yeah, perhaps after the bath we can stop by and see who owns this lovely place.
Ah. But let's hit the bath first. Sidetrack it.
Try the what?
Let's go to the bath.
Okay.
To get sidetracked.
Yeah. So you follow along the path, and it's a really like a large area of land that's here. No fences or anything. And when you get to the building, there's a couple of steps up to a platform, and there's probably 20 feet to the doors of just a deck. And the deck is like, the wood is just amazingly not manicured, but kept perfect. And it's like a wood that Morcant has seen. It's called teak, and it's very, very weather resistant. And the doors are there waiting. There's a knocker on one of them. And after you knock them, maybe 30 seconds later, the door opens, and there's a man standing there with ears sort of like a Firbolg's, but not a Firbolg's. They kind of hang low, and he's a little bit like a blue-gray in color. He has glass circles in front of his eyes, something you've not seen before. And he looks at you. May I help you?
Well, I guess we're going now.
Is the bathhouse?
It is the bathhouse.
Yes, we would like to hire your services for a bath, for a healing bath for my friend and for all of us. We've had a very long journey.
And he looks at you up and down, like he's studying you.
I'm gonna like pull out my big fat coin purse. Yeah, we were looking for some coin to spend. I'm gonna jingle it.
Very
I would
well
also
then.
make sure that this is not part of the orgy, please.
Oh no, of course not. Lasciviousness is not tolerated on the premises.
Oh, thank God.
And
I don't really care, but that's what Vesryn says out loud.
he pulls the door back, says, "You may wait inside here, and someone will be here to assist you in a moment."
Thank you. by chance, would it be impolite for me to ask you of your lineage? We are new to the area, and I've never met anyone who looked as interesting as you.
Why, yes. It would be too rude to ask me of my lineage. You may have a seat there. And someone will be with you in a moment. And he holds the door open for you, and when you come in, there's this beautiful rug on the floor, and there's these very fancy sofas that, they have arms that rise up and have beautiful wood with carvings on them. They're painted with some kind of a gold, maybe it's a gold foil. The services will be explained to you shortly. Please take a moment to, and then he looks at you and goes, "Can all of you read?"
Yes, 9 languages.
Excellent. So if the others cannot read, could you please explain to them the rules posted here on the wall? And then he
Certainly.
turns and he walks through a door.
I'll look at the rules.
Okay, it's 8. Never mind.
8, 9, close enough.
And there's the
Good thing
rules.
you test you.
So I
Yeah.
put the rules for you in Discord.
Maybe you're thinking of that language you made up as a child with your sister.
There's actually a word for that. I'll have to look it up. Alright, well, rules are weapons and armor are to be checked at the door and kept behind lock and key. Physical altercations are not tolerated, so no... I'm trying to think of a fun word for fooling around. No fooling around, no but we're into that. Never mind. Drinking is encouraged. Drunkenness is met with expulsion. Lascivious behavior will be met with permanent ban from the establishment. All right, so you're here for a bath. You're not here for sex. The golden rule: what Mama says goes. So, armor. Check your armor and goods at the door. Be polite.
So, technically, I could check in my weapons and the armor, which I don't really have, but I could probably keep that ebony cube and that jester hat on me so I can identify them while I'm in the bath.
And you hear the door open, and a cart rolls in. And there's a big box on this cart, tall but thin. And there's a woman who is standing behind it who is about 7-8 feet tall, somewhere in there, but looks human. And she looks at all of you and says, "Your weapons go in here." And she lifts the top of the crate. Your armor also.
I start to doff my armor. Great.
Yeah. Start to unbuckle the.
I'm not going to
leather.
try to hide anything. Just put it all in.
Yeah. I'll drop my rapier in there and that rusted dagger that we just got.
Yeah.
That's really about it for me.
Maybe a perception check while you're doing this.
It's so good to have that off.
19.
21.
$22.
Damn.
Oh.
Eslov, did you roll a 20? Because if you did, then it's 19, 20, 21, 22.
I got 10.
Half of it. So he didn't notice, but
You did pay.
when she opened the crate top, the box top, she stopped and she like froze in space, almost like a statue. While she was looking at you, but it's like it just stopped moving.
Looking at all of us, or one of us in
Yeah,
particular?
at all of you, like not in any one particular person. And then when you put everything in, nope, she doesn't move at all when you do that. When you put everything in, she starts moving again like nothing had happened, and she closes the box, and she takes a big key and locks it, and she hands the key to the group, so that one of you can have the key.
Twin, we'll trust you with it.
Sure.
And she turns the cart around in here, and she rolls it out the door. And as she's walking, you can tell she's got very heavy footsteps, like somebody who is 8 feet tall or 7 feet tall would have. And then the door closes.
Kind of watch her leave.
Yeah.
Not
But
often I make
she
someone
moves very stiff. And go on.
I'll just say, I'm with you, Twin. I don't think I've ever seen anybody like that. Eslov, Morcant, have you noticed somebody who's moved and seemed to not, recognize somebody when they're waving their hand in their face?
Perhaps she's just very professional.
Perhaps.
And then the door opens again, and a gentleman comes in, probably half-elf, and he is dressed very well. So can you tell me of the ales that you wish us to assist you with, or other services that you may need?
Well, our companion here, his back is severely injured, and we need to try to help him heal faster. The rest of us, we've suffered frostbite. Would like to warm our appendix.
So you would need an Argentum spark bath, the three of you. May I see your back, sir? He says to you, Eslov.
Turn around, and I don't imagine he's wearing a shirt right now.
I think perhaps you need the Unicorn's Touch bath. That will probably be
The
the
what?
most... The Unicorn's Touch bath.
Is there one in there?
There is not.
Why do you call it that?
I do not name the baths. You'd have to talk to Mama Barducci about... Barducci.
All right, bring her out. I want to talk to her.
She is indisposed at the moment. Perhaps she will come and meet you after you've been in for a while.
Oh, wait.
Bardusa's. Mama Bardusa.
Well, you can wait in the bath, Eslov. And heal your back.
You could tell he's joking.
And
Okay, thank God.
he looks at you and goes, it will be 10 gold apiece for the three of you. It'll be 25 gold for the Dragonborne and the bath he requires.
How much gold do we have left from the gold that we were giving her? 'Cause I know you gave her most of it.
And while you're looking, the door opens again,
Can't hear
and
you, Dwayne. Can't hear you, Dwayne.
Okay.
There.
I have 143 gold. I split the gold, so
Approaches
Um,
Thanks.
you should have half of 320 gold. 135. So Vesryn, you should have 135 gold and 33 copper.
Okay. 130. Okay. Then I'll cover for everybody's. 135. And then you said what? Half the copper?
33 copper.
33 copper.
Actually, 34. You have 34.
34.
thank
Right.
goodness, I want too many pennies.
Yeah, right. And so it's 25, and then 10, 10, and 10, you said?
10, 10, 10, and 25, yes.
Down.
55.
55. So, yeah, I'll cover that. And then, so I just pull it out, and there you go.
Will you bathe in the same pools, or would you prefer your own separate pools?
That's really up to my companions. I'm fine either way.
I think Morcant will want his own. I was like, well, she'll turn to Morcant. Well, Morcant, how do you feel about bathing in the nude with us?
Just bathing. I understand why I would have
Okay,
it.
then let's one big bath for us.
It's almost like a bath orgy.
Cerridwen for the win!
We found something he's okay with. All right, good. To stop.
And he says, very good then, follow me. And he leads you in. And as you get in, the hallways stop being straight. And they start to, kind of like the pathway that was outside, they start to bend and meander through here. And they separate into other branched halls. It's very organic the way these are built. And he takes all of you to a door, and he opens the door and he says, you may disrobe inside, and we'll be back in a moment to take you to the pool if you don't mind. And sir, would you please accompany me? I'll bring you to the pool you will be bathing in.
So, Vesryn will derobe, and then he will also, like you said, he will grab the cube and that hat and take those with us, as well as my spellbook, to where I can kind of set it somewhere to set down so I can identify those two items at least. And I
Before
want to
Esper
summon
goes-
Soul out to enjoy the bath with us.
Before Esper goes, when Vesryn disrobes, he just nudges Cerridwen, like on the way out. You're
okay.
muted.
Sorry, I do that because I'm munching.
Yeah.
She'll just kind of like shrug it off a little. Like she's a little embarrassed. She'll be like, "Hey, you caught me a little bit." She's like, "Well, we're not alone."
That could have been yours at one point. Oh, this is such a weird night.
Yeah.
I am.
Talking melons and orgies.
Yeah.
Baths.
Lemons, oranges, dragon fruit.
And then when you Eslov, are led a little further down the hall, and it branches again. There's another smaller branch, and then it comes to a door. And he goes, "You may disrobe in here, and when you're done, there is a knocker inside the door. You can just knock on the door, and we will bring you to your pool."
I mean, yeah, he's like barely clothed as is, so
Yeah, but you have stuff.
he's got like a pair of pants on.
Yeah. And you head in, and when you get in the room, there's a chair that looks very comfortable if you didn't have a tail, and there is a cabinet that has a door you can open, and a candle in here that's lit, and there's a scent in the air that is a little bit of like maybe cinnamon and persimmon or something. You probably don't know persimmon, but smells that are very exotic to you.
Yeah, you might get a little queasy at first, because I imagine there's a lot of smells in there that he has never smelled.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
kind of overwhelming. It's also probably like very, very overpoweringly mentholy.
I want to point out that persimmon and cinnamon were both aphrodisiacs in the no sex bathhouse.
That's not allowed, though.
Yeah, so it's just the true test.
Well, this is just like a torturous place then. Like,
Torturous healing magic.
it's like, yeah, we're gonna get you really, really worked up, and it's not allowed. Go do it right outside.
And you have a moment to disrobe. Back in the other room, the three of you go in, and there are 4 seats in here, and there's a little cabinet for each of you for your clothes. There's candles in here that have very interesting scents to them, very exotic smells. There are towels and robes and a beautiful rug on the floor that covers most of the room. Doesn't go all the way to the wall, leaves about a foot around. And the
Right.
walls, it's very pretty.
Think about Dwin's outfit and how it's like she has like belts and she has a lot of buckles actually.
Yeah.
So like she's there for like a little bit, and then she wears like thigh-high boots because I was like, why not? And those are fun, and so she's just like yanking those off. I don't know if any of you ever wear thigh-high boots. I haven't taken it off. But you guys actually would see, because she's worn long sleeves this entire time. She actually has tattoos, like a whole like arm sleeve on her right arm that has just leaves and swirls and like kind of like nature-esque pattern, and it goes from the shoulder blade all the way down her arm. And if you look closely, you can see I don't know how closely they will look. So this is more for the PC's knowledge. She has the name Eldrin hidden in the leaves. So,
If Vesryn notices that, he'll kind of like look away, kind of like thinking about his brother, and just kind of like, and then he'll just sit down into the bath.
It would be hard for you to notice it without actual examination.
Okay.
It's not obvious. pretty
He will look at
intricate.
the tattoos with interest either way. He likes tattoos. He hasn't gotten one yet, but he does plan to get one at some point.
Okay, yeah, she'll just disrobe, be nonchalant, and put on I mean, they're fluffy robes. She's gonna wear
Yep.
one.
They're super fluffy and cozy.
Super fluffy robe. And then, do we go? Is the bath ready, or are we like?
Well, there's a knocker on the door when you're ready.
Okay. Well, got our fluffy robes.
You see Vesryn, he's wearing the fluffy robes. He has like a couple towels, his spell book, and then the 2 items that he plans to review when he goes in there.
Okay, you're ready.
I'm ready.
And Morcant.
Fluffy robe, completely disrobed, efficiently, put the robe on, ready to go.
Right.
All right.
No
I
need.
knock on the door.
Yep. You knock, and 10 seconds later, the door opens, and there's another person there, a woman. Ah, you're all ready? Follow me then, please. And she holds the door open for you while you exit into the hall. And
Thank you.
she closes the door behind you, and she takes lead and walks you down, and the hallways curve, and then you start to follow branches, and they seem to be going a little bit lower too. You don't really notice it at first, but you feel like the floor is descending very slowly, and gets to a door that is round, and there's a knob in the middle, and she turns it and pushes the door, and she just gently pushes the door, and it just keeps moving very slowly on its own until it stops at just the right spot to be 90 degrees from the hinge. And inside you can see this bath that it's steaming. It's like a pool more than a bath. And she says, please, you may get in the water and I will prepare it once you're in.
Thank you. By the way, I saw this drinking is encouraged. Do you provide beverages here?
Yes, what kind of beverages would you like?
Do you have your nicest elven wine, and how much would that be?
Let me get the maitre d' to come and assist you.
Yes, and then also whatever my friend Eslov wants to order, I will cover that as well for his drinks.
Very, very good. And while the door's
Good
open,
idea.
a musician comes in with a harp. You know, there's somebody rolling a harp for her, and they put it to the side of the pool, and she stretches her fingers, and she starts to pluck and starts to play, and it's very pleasant, soothing, and she's a very good musician.
Dwin's super into the harp. She spends a long time just listening to the harp, and then it's like, oh, I should actually get in the bath. And then she gets in the bath and then resumes watching the harp.
You've never actually seen a harp. This is a courtly
really
instrument.
She's pretty excited, just gonna puts her arms over the ledge of the bath and watches.
Morcant, completely deprived of any decorum, just like, oh, that's quite lovely, as he takes the fluffy robe off next to the harp lady. You're really quite good at that. Thank you so much. And then gets into the bath.
She doesn't notice. Cerridwen, you see her maybe just a hint of a grin, like a laughing grin, but not quite a grin.
Yeah.
Holding it back. But the playing never stops or falters or misses. And then Vesryn, I assume you're getting in at some point.
Yeah, Vesryn would have gotten in, but he would have brought the books and everything to set up so he can, while listening to the music and do the stuff, he can study these items while bathing and try to understand what these 2 items are, since I couldn't bring the shield in with us.
And then after you get in, she comes over with a vase with a very long flute, and she pours in what looks like liquid silver, and it infuses into the water, and it starts to become shimmering and silver all through, and she empties the vase with it, with whatever it is. When you have had enough for the moment, through the doors to your left, there is a room that is kept warm for you to rest, and then you may return to the bath as many times as you would like throughout the day. This room is yours.
Nice.
If you need anything, you can either knock on the door, or if the harpist is complete with her play, you could ask her and she could get me, and I'll be ready for you.
It's just whenever you send the maitre d' in with the drinks, that'd be...
Yes, the maitre d' will be here shortly. My name is Jasmine, and I'm here for your room and your room only. And
Thank you.
What does Jasmine look like?
she's a human. She has blonde hair, kind of dark skin, fingernails that are unusually long for humans. They don't really have claws. It's really weird. Her hair is pulled back, and she has adornment to her fingers, her neck, her hair, her hairpiece. And she's wearing something a little bit Greekish.
Jasmine, what is the name of the musician over there?
I didn't hear you. What did you... Pardon me?
What is the name of the musician over there? The lovely lady playing that instrument?
Yedida.
Yedida. All right. Thank you.
And she heads out. The liquid just rolls through, and once it permeates, you actually feel this kind of amazing warm tingle running through you, more so than you were getting from the fire. And for the first time, you feel like it's like warming the inside of you too, not just the outside.
Now this is a bath, my friends.
Eslov, you, when you knock, a gentleman opens the door, says, "You are ready then?"
Yeah, Eslov just nods.
And he takes you out of the room and down the hall, and it slowly descends also. And you get into a room, and there's a bath. It's round. It's not really big. It's big enough to easily... It's like the size of a hot tub. And it's filled with like a whiteness. Like it's more like milk than water. And it's bubbling. You can see that there's some heat to it. This is the bath for you. It's important that you don't lean your back against the walls since your back has been injured. So there is a pedestal in there that you can lean forward on if you would like.
He'll just dive in. Well, not dive, but he'll hop in.
And he goes over to, there's a little table off to the side, and he opens a drawer, and there's a piece of maybe ivory, and he starts carving this like with a hand tool that's just shaving bits of whatever this ivory piece are.
And Eslov just stares intently.
And after he gets it, he has this little tool to kind of slide it like you see in fancy restaurants where they get the crumbs off the table, and it slides into a bowl, and he puts some kind of a liquid in there, and then he mashes it up, and then he comes over and he lowers the bowl into the water, and it starts to make the whiteness of the water sparkle. And almost immediately you start to feel like this interesting feeling in your back. It's cooling, which feels good from the heat, and it's relaxing. Even though the pain is there, it seems to be dulling the pain as you sit there too.
Yeah, he's probably got his eyes closed, mouth open. He's relaxed. He's slumped out.
If you need to take a break from this, there's a room through that door that is available to you. This room is for you and you only, and I'm here to serve you. If you need me, you can just knock on the door, and I will be here momentarily.
He was asleep at like.
If you need me, I am Arvin. And he turns and walks out. So back in the other room, you guys are just totally you can feel healing in this, whatever it is.
Do we get little cucumbers for our eyes?
Vesryn would be eating his while he's casting Identify.
Yeah. Joanne's just slowly sunk into the bath to
Yeah,
the point where her ears are in the water, because I imagine those got really cool.
yeah, nice.
Morcant is attempting to efficiently try and scrub everything off. Try to do a quick cleaning and get every crevice. Less relaxed, more intent driven.
Oh, they're probably also loofah sponges and things like that. Yeah, there's there too. So that you have things to help with that kind of stuff.
I try to make small talk with the harpist as I do it.
She doesn't say anything.
You work here long? Where'd you learn to play harp?
Vesryn's really trying to concentrate on that spell. You make it really hard, Morcant.
Vesryn, can you make me a con check?
Con check?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Get over to my sheet. Alright, so I get a plus. I did not do good. 8.
Okay. And you're thinking about casting this Identify, and your eyes get heavy as you're going through it, and you just feel yourself sort of nodding off and just relaxing, and it's just too hard to concentrate to do casting from here at the moment.
Then I'll get up and I will go out. I want to get these things identified. I'll be back in a moment. And I'll go
Seems just a hand wave.
During the warm room.
The water is too calming, and I want to identify these items for us. So I'll be back in a moment.
So where are you going? Into the room?
Yeah, the warm room. So
okay.
So I don't fall asleep, and this way I can get this done and then go fall asleep in the tub.
And right, and you go into the room, and there's a steam coming out of some stones off to the side, and there's about 10 or 15 people in here of different types, just sort of resting, and there's little doors all around the room. Ah, somebody new. Join us, friend.
Okay, and I will sit down damn it. I thought this room was going to be private. I didn't realize there was others in here.
Oh, the warming room is for socializing in between the private time you have in your other room. In your room. So
are you all from here?
In a matter of speaking, I guess many of us are. We've been... I don't know about everybody, but I've seen many of them in here and have become friends with many of them over the years. And where are you from?
Elixia.
The island to the west? Way to the west?
Yes, I'm from there.
Well, you are the first Elixian I have ever met here.
Well, I am honored to be your first Elixian that you've ever met.
So, what brings you to Wythe from Elixia?
Just seeing the world for the first time. There's not a whole lot on the island other than, what you grew up with, so myself and my companions set out to explore other areas and see what we can discover and learn.
And while you're talking, you can tell that other conversations start to pick up, and like there's a lot of chit chat in here, scuttlebutt, and make me a perception check.
Nice. 18 plus 4. 22.
And you hear one of them say that. He say, I heard that somebody absconded with one of Madame Bardus's jewels, and they fled through the gate or something. Like, what? What do you mean gate? What gate? And then the other one doesn't say anything else. And then another one is like, they're a couple drinks in, and they're like, there have been some new people coming in and out of here. I bet that there's smugglers coming in. I hope she hasn't gotten involved with that. She's not involved in smuggling, is she? No. Madame Bardusa? Definitely not. And, there's just a lot of chit-chat going on, and he continues asking you about Elixia. They have unicorns there, I hear. Is that true?
Unfortunately, not for a very long time. As you can see, I would think I would still have my family crest, like the medallion on. Not for a very long time. Though, interesting enough, there are spirits of unicorns, or at least some, that can sometimes show themselves to you if they deem you worthy. And I and my companions have, in fact, encountered such a being.
Are you selling that to me, thinking I'm potentially a tourist?
No, I'm not. I'm just telling you of a story of part of one of our adventures. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know if it'd be a wonderful place to go tour, because the forests are quite dangerous, and if you're not really careful or have a good solid guide, it could not end well for you. Plus, we recently had some terrible things happen down there. But all is well now, and things are working towards being much better than they once were.
And you hear off to the side, Falau Heprion's working on, or researching at least, her new Vault of Wonders. Do you think that she'll complete it soon? No. She's slow at writing. Her spells take forever to finish. And blah, blah, blah. And he starts asking you, so how did you get here then? What kinds of ships can traverse that distance?
And I'll just kind of give pretty much a quick tale about what happened, how we came on the dream, what is it?
Daydream.
Daydreamer.
Daydream, that we came on the Daydream, and what happened was actually how it sunk, and only a few of us were able to make it off, surviving, and were able to somehow teleport here.
That was Captain Omari's ship.
It was, yes.
Her ship went down?
It did.
Oh my God.
She's still alive, though.
Oh, thank God for that at least, but there must have been so many souls on that ship.
It was.
That is sad news.
It's very sad news, and very sad to live through it. It's a burden on myself and my companions to carry. But if you do meet Captain Amari, let her know that you're friends with Vesryn, and I'm sure she will be delighted to hear that.
I will if it comes up. And he basically keeps you in conversation basically the whole time you're in here.
Yeah, well, I'm going to head back and join my companions, so thank you for the conversation. May we meet in other circumstances.
Yes, and I'm going to head back to my room for a little more bathing too. And he gets up and heads to his door, and you come back. Eslov, while you're in your room, you feel like this itching, burning sensation from your back, and it doesn't feel like any kind of a bath you've been in.
Right. I mean, he's just kind of trying to rest through it. I don't know.
Okay.
It's not like nothing much he can do.
While Vesryn is gone, Cerridwen and Morcant, the maitre d' comes and says, I heard you were interested in some elven wine.
Oh, yes, very much. What do you got for us?
Well, we have a lovely vintage from, and he starts going into a spiel on all the different wines and the vintages. So, what kind of a wine would you prefer? Do you want a white, a red, a plum wine? We also have other fruit wines, raspberry wines.
I'll give the plum wine a go.
Very good. For a bottle, or would you prefer a glass?
I'm thinking a glass because I'd like to try a couple of different ones.
And you, sir?
I'll just have some water, thank you.
As you wish. And he leaves. And after he leaves, Vesryn comes in.
Did everybody order me?
And you
You
get
could have some of my plum wine.
No, I'll wait for him to come back. I'll go knock. Excuse me. I'd like some wine as well.
and when you open the door, because of the way the halls curve, you don't really see anybody there. You have to go out into the hall and to find the maitre d'.
Well, I was not able to study with them, but I did learn here in conversations. I don't know about a writer working on a new book. Perhaps that might be of interest to you. Flo Hepburn? I don't know if she would know that name.
Does that sound familiar to me at all?
I'll give you a history roll.
Vault of Wonders, I believe, is what she was working on.
What'd you roll?
24.
You've heard the name. It is a wizard that has written books on magics and invented some spells in the past.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of her. My father used to be a fan. She writes books on magics and sometimes releases new spells. You know, you might have found it interesting.
Yes, definitely. Also, I heard the lady, Madame
Bardusa?
Yes, apparently somebody may have stolen one of her jewels and ran through some gates, so perhaps something there. There was also talk of maybe her potentially being involved with some smuggling, but they didn't seem to think that she would do that. Something I picked up in conversation with her.
You know who might know? Hey, Harp Lady, do you know anything about a jewel being stolen or perhaps some smuggling going on around here?
See Joanne, like, sink slower into the bath.
Vesryn does the same.
And when you go under the water, your eyes see each other go under the water just for a moment. It's weird.
Morcant just standing there.
And Morgan is standing there. Everybody pops up out of the water.
No, we save Morcant standing. This is a great bath.
Yes, great bath.
Yeah. Some insight on her reaction to that statement, Scott.
Okay, I'll give you a roll.
Let's see how I do. I did not do well. I am too relaxed.
Yeah.
With my insight modifier. I mean, it's a 12. It's a 12.
Yeah, she seems to be just trying to concentrate on playing, and make sure that she keeps it without it falling apart. But she does seem to be having trouble not laughing at some of the stuff that you say. And you're just starting to notice that she's got, just a hint of a grin at the corner of her mouth that it goes away for a moment until you say something goofy. And she, like, you can tell she's burying it under this facade of sophistication.
Morcant is very serious, not goofy at all. How dare you, Scott?
Always cereal.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast.
Well,
I take it you weren't able to identify anyone.
no.
Kind of like
It was a lovely gentleman, but he just did not stop talking, so here I am, back here. Also, if you go in there, it is a room full of people, so it's not private like this bath.
Oh. That's good to know.
And Eslov, you're in your room and the door opens and you hear somebody walking in. I mean, your back is to them because you're facing the other way over the thing, letting your back heal up. And this gnome sort of waddles past you and goes into the other room, tips a little hat, excuse me, good sir, and heads into the other room. Closes the door.
Eslov just kind of grunts because he's hardly awake.
Right.
So he's just like,
Healing.
I don't know if, yeah, he's seen it.
Yeah, you've seen gnomes. You thought they were very funny when you first saw them.
He's still freaked out by him. But he's not awake enough to like jump.
Right. And the rest of you, the three of you, the drinks arrive, the plum wine and the water. The water is poured from a vase. The plum wine is a bottle that the maitre d' opens and pours for you. Would you care for a glass also, sir?
I will try the plum wine, though I was looking more for something like a rosé, an Elven rosé.
I can help assist with both, of course. And he pours the wine for Cerridwen to let her test it first. Cerridwen, do you know what to do with like the sophisticated way of doing wines?
I don't know. It depends on how much Eldrin was into wine. Because that would be like
That's a good question.
for a doorway into fine wine. Otherwise, it'd just be like the Shaley stuff where you just.
He was mediocrely into wines.
Okay. She knows how to make it look like she knows what she's doing, but she doesn't actually know what to do with that information.
Okay.
So she like sniffs it, swirls it, takes a sip, nods.
And the maitre d' waits for you. You are satisfied, and he pours another glass for Vesryn, with your approval, and he gives you a glass, Vesryn.
Same thing, smell. Swirls it really well. And then, yeah, I'll start drinking it.
And he says, I'll return with the rosé, sir. And
Also,
he pours the water for you, Morcant, and the water is bubbly.
Also, when you're done, if you are the one who serves everyone, our friend Eslov, he's in the unicorn bath. He may also wish to have a drink.
Yes, he's being served by another.
Please have them remind him not to get completely wasted. He's not the greatest reader, so he may forget the rules.
Good to know.
Thank you.
And the maitre d' leaves with the bottle and goes and Eslov, while you're in there, the Arvin comes in and says, would you care for something to drink, sir?
Take a sip of the water that he's in. I have plenty right here.
Very good, sir.
Yeah. I'll have mead if you have it.
We
I'll
do.
Take mead.
We have excellent mead.
Speaking of which, I just had a glass just now.
You did. We saw the bottle earlier, and
Good.
Arvin leaves, comes back a little bit later with a beautiful mead, a small barrel of it, and a mug, but the mug is made of glass rather than wood, not like a tankard, and pours it.
Yeah, this is like it's probably like bougie stuff that he's not really used to.
It is bougie, but the mead is really good. It is bougie.
He is more bitter than.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet.
I imagine it tastes like flowers.
Yeah, and it has scents to it that you've not smelled, and tastes that you've like they might have rose in it or something that flavors it oddly for your palate. And why don't we take a break for a few minutes and come back? We'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Right.
See you in a few, everybody.
10 seconds.
You what?
I listened to 10 seconds of AJJ and liked it.
10 seconds. I feel like you would like the Pogues. That's the Celtic rock band I listen to. That's like Celtic folk punk.
Welcome back, everybody. We were talking about Celtic folk
sorry.
punk while you were waiting. 10 seconds,
Now-
though. That isn't judging a book by its cover, though.
This is now Dillon's rock review. It's no longer a D&D game.
Hey, I could sit here and review all of the 7 albums I listened to today. Music is probably like my second biggest hobby right now. It's D&D.
Do you stream your reviews, your reactions?
No, I don't actually write reviews. I just give them ratings more often than not. I mean, I could write reviews, but
I don't even mean to write them, just to do reaction videos of them. There's a lot of people who do that, and they do pretty well. If you have
but
good
usually when I'm
reactions.
listening to music, it's like when I'm eating or in between classes for my commute. It's not really at good times to stream. I don't sit down, focus on it.
Yeah.
Just combine the album review YouTube with the mukbang YouTube and make that video.
There's got to be a market for that.
There has.
We have D&D to play though. No.
We have D&D to play.
Melons and now music.
Back to
And-
the relaxing part music.
Yeah, the wine is brought in, the rosé, just about the time that you're finishing the plum wine. Like, the timing is unusually perfect for it. And Eslov, you're in there, and the little gnome walks through again the other way, from the other room through. He tips that, "Pardon me, sir," and goes through, closes the door behind him. And maybe half a minute later, the door opens again, and Arvin comes in. "Is there anything that I can get for you, sir?"
Or mead, I guess.
"More mead." "Of course." And goes and gets another little cask and brings it in. Would you care for some food?
Would I? Probably. Give me a, what's he in the mood for?
You typically eat food raw, do
I
you
want
not?
something greasy.
Perhaps duck.
I don't know if he's had, well, he probably has had duck. Yeah, I'll have the duck. Don't cook it.
Of course. We will tartare it. You don't know what that means, but okay.
He doesn't know what it means, and before you can ask, I'm sure that guy's already left.
Yeah, he started heading out. It'll be so
I know.
perfect. And back in the other room, you guys are in there and relaxing, and the door opens, and there's this 4-armed person standing at it. And it looks like the artist you'd seen before as far as the type of creature it is. "Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry." And the door closes, held by two hands closing it.
Bye.
And
What were you expecting?
a few minutes later, the door opens and Jasmine comes in and goes, "Jedediah, you may take a break now." And Jedediah thanks her and moves her wrists a little bit, and she says, "Thank you for listening," and she turns to head to the door.
Anytime. That was absolutely amazing.
Very
Yeah,
kind.
do you do jam sessions? Do you want to jam? We should jam.
All of our musicians are professional musicians, and if you wished to work with her, if you're a musician, we could make arrangements for you to have time to do so.
Oh, okay. I figured I'd meet her after work.
And you're in there, and Vesryn seems to be having trouble concentrating. Like, people keep interrupting. He's drinking his wines. The water keeps like just relaxing him. But when he tries to go to the other room, there's too many people. It's like the only thing you can get away with in here is rest. So annoying.
Which Vesryn's not accustomed to doing.
Right.
To Jasmine, is there by any chance that we could maybe speak with the owner, the mother? What was her name again? I haven't.
Bardusa?
Bardusa.
I'll inquire whether Mama Bardusa will visit.
Yes.
Also, do you have chocolate? Because I think chocolate would be a good idea.
Of course. Would you like
Chocolate sounds
white milk or dark chocolate?
I think a nice dark to pair with this plum wine. And then you have your rosé, right? Feel like a white also.
White
What
chocolate
else
would be delicious.
Yeah.
And for you,
Morcant,
sir?
do you want chocolate?
No, I finished bathing. I think I'll probably get going soon. Kind of brushes his hair.
Morcant, we have to wait for Eslov to be healed. Are you just going to wander off by yourself? Oh,
I'm not sure, but I've bathed everything.
Well,
It's much nicer than the baths over at the Soul, for sure, but I'm done now.
I mean, if we're all finished, the music's done, perhaps we could take our chocolate and go.
If you do want to stay here and bathe, you need to finish, that's fine. Maybe I'll go talk with some of the people you met in the other room or something.
yeah, you go to the sauna. I'll stay here and
Put on my
eat
big
chocolate.
fluffy robe, head over to the sauna.
And then Twin and Vesryn were alone.
Yep, then we're alone.
The musician's not even there anymore.
It's true. Oh shit, that's
Shame
true.
Eslov isn't there to make fun of you. So
And-
fun of him.
And in the room, you can tell that some of the light comes in from the outside. There's like some kind of glass to a ceiling, and there's a little bit of cloud cover, and it dims in here a little bit, just a little bit. And Jasmine comes in a little bit later with the dark and white chocolate, some berries, some nuts, like a chocolate and fruit and nut board, and sets it on a little pedestal table that goes next to the water, and the chocolate is chopped, so it's already in nice chunks, but it's also rather than being like, it's not a bar, it's literally a chunk of chocolate that they've broken up into pieces, the nice bite-sized pieces. Both of them are.
Yeah.
And she pours your wines again. Says, "We'll see you shortly." And she steps
Is
out.
there a time limit? Should we get out at a certain time?
You have 24 hours from the time you came in.
Okay. She eats the chocolate.
I mean, after what we've been through,
Should have known Morcant couldn't relax.
well, I'm...
That was more kind of relaxing.
yeah,
I
he
can't hear-
was
Maybe
actually
it's
more
me.
relaxed than I
can't
was.
hear.
You can't hear us? Can you hear us?
Oh, there we go. I can hear you guys now.
He said that was more can't relaxing. I will.
Oh, well, I suppose that was his version of relaxing.
I will admit that I struggle as well. I think always busy, go, handle this, handle that. It makes it kind of hard to just sit down and enjoy this bath. I mean, I've been trying for the better part of the last couple of hours to just identify these two items, and I've not been able to just even do that. And I feel like I'm not getting anything done.
Well, think of it this way. You gotta take care of yourself first. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else.
It's true. I've done a bang-up job of taking care of others. Eslov seems to be okay with what's happened, but I'm still not sure how I feel. But, you know, it is what it is. Decisions were made.
They were made. You know, there wasn't really a right or... wasn't a good answer to that. You know, and I didn't necessarily stop you. So, don't feel like you have to bear that decision on your own. It's just a bad one either way.
Perhaps. I just feel like I need to do more. More for all of you. Make up for my... I can't even say it's a poor decision, because, you know, you're right. There was no right or wrong. It was just wrong either way. It still sucks.
And she'll, put her hand on your shoulder. You're doing fine, Vesryn. You're doing okay.
Yes. And he kind of like tenses up a little bit, like, and then he kind of like, okay, yeah. So, where'd you get your art done, your ink? I would love to find a good tattoo artist, perhaps some work done myself.
Oh, she'll like lift up the arm and show you. Yeah, this is a hawthorn tree, actually. Done by, I'm gonna say that she's been all over the island. So, what was the place with all the artists? That city we went to? Cryo?
Oh, Cairo?
Cairo.
Cairo's,
I think
Cairo's the capital.
yeah, Cairo's the capital. Phelan is the city that is most populated.
Phelan, Cairo. What's the other city? There's like another big one.
The one I kept trying to go to.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Well, you know that place you kept wanting to go to? There's, she like describes this, you know, on the west side, there's this little, kind of, artist nook sort of area. And there's a guy there known as, I don't know, Yesum. He's a dwarf.
Yes.
Yesum the dwarf did it. Good guy, real good at art. I went through a lot of, artists before deciding on Yesum. You gotta get, you know, you gotta look at their sketches, see if they will like translate well, and then I chose Hawthorn because it's symbolic of love and protection. So I felt like that was good for me. And she'll turn over her wrist and point. There's she also has Taliesin on it too. If you look here, put Taliesin in the she points to like it's just on her arm, like here, kind of on the stem.
It's hard to notice at first. You kind of have to see it, and it's like, wow, it's really like intricately woven into the rest.
Yeah.
Perhaps if we make it back, you can take me to this. Yes, maybe I can get some art done there.
Oh, you want art? You want to get a tattoo? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want it to do?
I haven't quite decided yet. Perhaps this trip will help me decide.
Morcant, where were you going?
I just put my robe on and started wandering to the other room.
Okay. You get out in the other room.
He's just done bathing now. He's clean.
Yeah. You were there for a bath.
Yeah, a goal-oriented.
Yes.
Goal
And
net.
had a lovely one-sided conversation with the harpist.
$10 for this man to take a bath, and he like gets in 20 minutes later. He's like, I'm done. Like, this is pay 10 gold. You better get in that water.
And you get into the other room, and there are a bunch of other people in there, and they're all like enjoying the steam that's coming from this center where there's stones, and someone will occasionally pour water from a bucket onto the rocks, and it creates more steam that steams the room up. And when you go in, the door opens, and you see this large woman come in with white hair, pretty, maybe a little risque, heavy makeup, jewelry, and everyone else in the room, their eyes widen when she comes in. Oh, Mama, you... And they all sit up. They go from slouching and chilling to... And she looks in there. Have any of you gentlemen and ladies seen a Shandao come through here?
That's the four-armed people, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes. One came into our room, said they were mistaken, and left. They were quite nice.
To your private room?
Yes. It's wrong door or something, I'm sure.
And what is your name, sir? I must apologize. Somebody interrupted your privacy.
Oh, it's fine. I was in there with a couple of friends. Anyways, I'm Morcant von Amstel.
Van Amstel. This is your first time in my establishment?
Oh, yes. I'm not really from these parts. It is my father's homeland, though.
The name sounds familiar, but I can't place it to somewhere. But there's many people I've met.
I can't imagine that he would come into a place this nice. He was kind of a bit of a drunkard, a sailor.
I'm sorry to hear that. He would have definitely been thrown out.
Yes, I highly doubt it. But yes, they were in there quite briefly, and then they wandered off. I believe your I'm not sure the title, but Jasmine saw them as they left, so she might have figured out which direction they ran. And my apologies. Who are you, ma'am? I don't believe we've met.
They call me Mama. I'm Mama Bardusa. I'm the proprietor of this establishment.
Absolutely lovely. Thank you for such well-maintained grass.
Yes, it actually takes quite a lot of effort to make the grass stay as perfect as it is.
Never seen anything like it. It was quite something on the way in. And the bath is amazing. So much nicer than the bath I'm used to.
Before you leave, whenever that is, could you please ask Jasmine to show you... You said you were with friends?
Yes. I have Vesryn. He's he's the Viscount's son over there, and then I have the historian. What was that face?
The Viscount of where?
Oh, Phelan.
Phelan.
It's an island way to the north.
I'm not familiar with the island. I am not. Alas, I am not a cartographer.
We're mostly fishermen, whatnot.
So you and your friends, please have Jasmine bring you to my quarters. I'd like to ask you about this person that you had seen at the door.
I do have a quick question. I've heard a couple of rumors, and I was curious if they were true.
There's always some truth to every rumor, and some lies in every rumor also.
Perhaps I'll ask you in your chambers then. It was absolutely amazing meeting you. I can't wait to see you again. Thank you so much, Mama.
And she puts her hand out to you.
And I do the same. No, I would.
That's awesome, actually.
Would he understand what he's supposed to do?
They don't do that in Elixia.
Okay. Yeah, he does the same. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. My apologies.
Charmed, I'm sure. And she takes her hand back, and she.
By the way, the harpist was absolutely amazing. Definitely kudos to her as well.
Thank you. We hire excellent musicians. Only the best for our patrons.
Thank you.
And she turns and closes the door, and everyone else is like, "Oh, you're gonna go to Mama Bardusa's office?
She is
Oh my
very
god!" And they start whispering to each other. Oh my god! It just becomes chat central.
And then I'll sit there and start to preach Acor.
Well,
Of course you do.
now that I got you.
Got that attention. Close them in with the Acor.
I was able to achieve this with the guidance of Acor. You too can meet with Mama if you have Acor in your life.
Right into your heart.
And Eslov, you're in the bath, and the gnome comes through again, and he's looking around. He's like, shh. And the door starts to open, and suddenly he jumps into the water and goes and under the water and tries to not be seen.
Like in my bath?
Yes, in your bath. And there's somebody standing at the door. This four-armed
I feel like
figure.
Esper would go up, find out where the gnome was, and pick him up like a child, with both hands under the arms, and just set him on the edge.
And he
Not your bath.
when you get him, he's looking at you instead of away from you when you pick him up, and his eyes just get bug-eyed, just huge. And you set him up on the other one, and the person that comes in has 4 arms. Says, "Thank you, sir. He should not have been interrupting your bath." And he grabs him with 2 of his arms, says, "Come with me," and he closes the door, and your bath is back to private.
I don't know what he would do. I don't think he's ever seen a 4-armed person before.
You can
You
do
did.
it.
Same one on the island.
Oh, okay.
The artist, the one with the chisel, that made the chisel. It was the same type of person.
It was a bug.
Yeah, I feel like he'd probably just sink back into the bath, but I don't know.
Okay. sink back into the bath. Your back is healing. And back in the other bath, the two of you are admiring ink.
No
Can't hear you,
more.
Morgan.
Okay,
Drinking
you're
wine.
down.
Yeah, drinking wine, eating chocolate, and looking over your art. Perhaps we should. I don't know. I'm actually quite comfortable now. So.
I mean, we have 24 hours.
This is true. Paid quite a bit of gold for all of us to enjoy this.
Yeah. I'm gonna take my food.
I guess there's nothing wrong with me relaxing for a little bit, and he'll sink back in. I can see that's when Morcant busts in. Hey guys, we gotta go.
We gotta get out of here. Get out of here. So, did you ever look at the spellbook I let you borrow?
I would still have it because I kept the spellbooks on me. I don't know. I don't know what was out of character. I don't know if we really went over what was in that spellbook yet, but in character, he would have looked over it a couple times.
Okay. Did you find anything useful?
Oh, of course, your father was a talented caster. Interesting thought process with the way he did his spells and his rituals. Very unique.
Yeah, he was always a bit of an outcast sort of person. I mean, I guess eclectic would be a good word for him. You know, even amongst Firbolgs, he was a bit of weird. But, you know, dad's your dad.
Mm-hmm. Must have done something right. Helped raise you, right?
Oh, and she kind of like pushes you. You're a flatterer, you know that?
No, it's true. You are the heart of this group. I don't think any of us would have gotten this far without you, so.
You just see like her ears turn red. She's just like, oh, no. Oh, I need more chocolate.
Yes, me too. But yes, your father's book's been very helpful. It's one of the few things I made sure to keep on me, even on the ship. I kept his spell book in mind because spells are hard to come by. So I didn't want to leave them in a room with a bunch of people who might take them, and I'm kind of glad that I did because otherwise,
You wouldn't have them.
yes, we wouldn't have mine or your father's book, and I would not feel comfortable losing your father's book.
Eslov, make me a perception check. While you're stumbling around, not stumbling, relaxing again.
That's going to be, as soon as I remember how to do math, 23.
Oh, so in the water, your foot like hits something that moves away from it, like not like a living thing, nothing like that. It just hits something under the water.
Is it something that's loose on the bottom, or
Yeah, like something on the bottom, right? It's loose.
What does it feel like?
It's hard. It feels maybe geometric, or maybe pokey.
And everything geometric. I guess he picks it up.
Okay, you go under the water and you feel around for it, and you pick it up.
Eslov is just sick of finding things like that. Strange geometry to little men.
And you realize in the space where that little man may have been, you lift up what looks like a sapphire or some kind of a blue gem, but it has a little bit of a glow to it. It's actually not little for a gem, it's pretty big.
Like, what color is it?
Blue. Like a pretty deep blue. There's a little bit of a glow from the blueness.
How big is it, though? I guess he's just gonna sit down on the edge of the pool and then kind of like take a deep breath in, so he like floats on the water and like rests his head on the edge and like look at it for a while, kind of lazily.
When you look at it, you realize that not only is it glowing, it's actually very slowly pulsing.
Yeah, he's just appreciating it, kind of. And if anyone walks in, he'd probably hide it underneath the water.
After a while, Arvin does come in, and just to ask if there's anything you need. And he sees you're active for the first time. I see you're starting to feel the effects of the unicorn bath.
Yes, no thanks to that person.
Yes. The healing properties of the unicorn horn are known far and wide.
The unicorn horn in this?
Yes,
I
that's
guess
what I was.
Figured.
They're known for their capacity for healing.
No wonder it's so expensive then.
Yes. You have as much time as you need. You have, at this point, another 20 hours of time if you would like. If you need to rest, because this bath can also tire you, there's a room set aside for you and your friends that has beds if you need to sleep. Madame Bardusa asked to personally make sure that they were prepared and ready for all four of you.
Was it a question? Sorry.
It was not. It was a comment. I'm sorry. I do not mean to put pressure on you for anything. If there's anything you need, just let me know. And he turns and heads out. And you still have the gem. He didn't see it.
Every time Eslov's like about to fall asleep again, somebody else walks in. That's all he wants. Sleep in his bathtub.
Where are you going, Morcant?
I don't know. I was sitting there preaching to people as long as they're willing to listen to me. After that, maybe I'll get bored and wander back into the private room.
Oh, they'll listen to you until their eyes glaze over, but they're more interested in they're excited for you.
Oh, does she not invite many people into her office? What is there to be really excited about a conversation with a business owner?
Oh, almost nobody gets invited to her office. It's only her highest tier patrons.
What happens in there?
And they're all like...
I'm assuming we're just going to talk about the figure that came into the room. I don't know how much more would possibly go on.
Of course, that is what's top of mind, I'm sure.
Purely a short conversation, I'm sure, and nothing to be too excited about.
You're right. There's nothing to be excited about. Oh, but you have to tell us what her office looks like.
I mean, if I'm still around after talking to her and you guys are here, is it just guys or is guys and girls?
It's mixed. It's mixed.
If you people are here, and I will be more than happy to let you know what happened. Assuming there's no need for privacy.
No, of course not. I'll be here. Some of the others may stay also. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, maybe I'll get it over with quickly then. Let me go talk to my friends and see how they're doing. And I'll walk back over to my private room.
And as you're opening the door, Jasmine comes in, is opening it from the other side as you're opening, as you're like, you run into each other in the door. I was just coming to see you, Morcant.
Yeah.
Mama Bardusa asked us to prepare rooms for you and your companions in case you need to rest. They're comped, of course.
Lovely. And would be able to leave and come back and use those rooms this evening?
Of course, they're yours for the night.
Terrific. Then we can stay here instead of with those lunatics. I appreciate that greatly.
I mean, to each their own.
Oh, and if you would prefer to stay with the lunatics, you can.
No, to each their own, not my own.
Oh.
I don't wish to stay with them. I'm very happy under Madame Bardusa's roof.
Of a request. And I do apologize if it's a bit outlandish, but is there coffee in the morning?
Of course, if you'd like coffee, we'll have coffee prepared.
Lovely, thank you.
Do your companions also drink coffee?
I mean, they have, not quite as much as I do. Eslov, he's not great on caffeine. But he did seem to enjoy it the one time he had some coffee. But anyways, allow me to return to my companions, let them know what the mama had told me, and see what their plans are. How's your day going, by the way?
Wonderful.
Is that harp player doing well, or her hands feel better now?
Her hands are fine.
That's terrific. She seemed a bit sore. She's quite lovely. Thank you.
Would you like to meet her again outside of work?
I know Cerridwen did, because she's a musician as well, and she thought she was rather talented. I'm not sure why I would meet her out of work. It's just I don't know.
You seem to be showing interest.
In what?
So faithfully stick to Morcant. I love it.
I mean, if I assume if she wants to talk to me, I'm more than willing. But I don't know. I just enjoyed her music quite very much, and I just want to express that. She did a rather terrific job. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll go speak to your friends and find out if they wish coffee in the morning also. Oh, you're going to go with there.
We can
I'll go with.
together if you'd like. Shall we, Jasmine?
And you, through the hallway rather than through the inner sanctum, you go around to it, and the door opens, and the two of you are looking at tattoos on arms and eating chocolate. And the door opens, and Jasmine is there, and Morcant is there.
Oh, wait, you didn't.
I'll go to the bath.
It's good.
Great. Paid well for this, and it's a wonderful treatment. You should come back and enjoy the relaxing waters.
So Madame Bardusa has offered you rooms for the eve, comped, of course.
Really?
Morcant has some.
She was rather nice.
Oh, you met her?
Yes, I met her in the common area. She asked about the four-armed woman who came into our room, and she would like to speak with us in her office at some point.
That's fine.
Sure.
We kind of had potential business we'd like to discuss with her as well, correct? Didn't we?
Were you going to ask her about the rumors? Because I've already brought them up.
Yes, I was. I was going to speak to
we
her
were
about
gonna
we
basically say, "Oh, we help you find your gem. Will you help us?"
Jasmine, when would be a good time for us to go? I mean, we can come back after we speak with her, right? And we have rooms here too, correct?
Yeah.
You have 24 hours for all the services that you need.
Right. Yeah, I'm fine going and seeing her now.
Yes, so am I. Perhaps we can get Eslov on the way?
Yeah.
Would that be possible, Jasper?
Rest or
Of
stay
course.
in the woods.
Let's.
Yes, that's a good question.
I could have Eslov sent for, or you could join me and we'll collect him together.
I'm fine either way. My companion did have another question as well. Morcant?
Yes, should we get dressed, or is it appropriate to show up in these robes?
Must be more appropriate to show up in the robes. We're pretty dirty.
Well, your clothes have been washed, so they should be
nice.
in better shape than when you came in, at least. You can arrive however you are most comfortable. This is your time, not hers.
I'd say let's stay in these nice fluffy robes.
Oh, I like the fluffy robe.
By the way, can we keep some of these when we leave? Even if we have to pay for them, I'm completely fine with it. These are very comfortable.
What are you going to do with this fluffy robe out on the road?
When I come into town, I can wear it in the evenings. Wear it on the road. Anyways.
They are available for purchase. They go very well with a pipe.
Oh, do we have pipes here?
Of course.
I lost mine in the sea, so I would love to get another one.
Yes, we have all of the accoutrements you might need.
Oh, I like this place.
All right, well, fluffy robes, check. Let's go get a stove.
Okay. And
Vesryn's at home here.
I got your dragon.
and she waits for you to get however you're going to get. And then she leads you back out. And it winds around a different way and down a different hallway. And you come to the end of it. And Jasmine opens the door. And it looks like Eslov was just about to fall asleep. And you guys come in.
And he groans audibly.
And his back is to you guys. And his back looks like the skin has completely healed over.
Oh, wow.
It's still scarred some, but it's not like exposed flesh anymore.
I'm not lying when they say unicorn tears or whatever they put in this water.
It's unicorn. It's unicorn horn, not tears.
Whoa.
The gem is probably still there, by the way. Like on the.
You didn't hide it?
No, I mean he was just about to fall asleep.
Oh yeah. There's a bluish gem with a little glow sitting on the edge of the pool.
That's part of the treatment.
And Jasmine sees it and goes, oh, that's one of Madame Bardus's gems.
Gem that went missing is... Do we already find it?
Did we find it? What happened?
Eslov, how did you find this?
It was in the pool.
How?
It was in the pool when you got in?
I'm guessing the small man dropped it when he jumped in.
Small man.
So a small man jumped into your pool and dropped the gem.
Where's the small man now?
Somebody took him away.
Who? What did they look like?
They had a bunch of arms.
A bunch of arms.
How many arms? 8? 4?
At least 3? I don't know. Do you expect me to keep track of? Do you want me to count up how many arms each person I meet?
Did the person look like one of us, or did they look like the individual that we dealt with on the island?
You're asking too many questions.
So the small man was taken away by someone with a lot of arms. I mean, that doesn't leave a lot of people
Well,
around.
part of this is hard to understand.
I would agree with you, Twin. Perhaps now is the perfect time to go speak with Mama.
Would you care to join us, Eslov?
Yeah. Eslov just rises out of the pool.
You can stay if you wish, but we do need to take that stone with us because I believe it's hers.
Yes, Eslov, come with us.
No matter Morcant. Blinded by the light.
Do we have a fluffy robe for Eslov, or is how?
Eslov has a fluffy robe too. It's draped over the rail in here.
He's probably wrapped it around his head. Dries his horns off.
Yep.
Okay.
And
that's one way to work.
you gather, and Jasmine says, "If you're ready, I'll take you."
Yeah, let's go.
And she heads out into the hall, and this is where we'll break.
Okay.
So, Dillon, I think you got your one episode that you wanted. The beach episode. The beach episode.
That's like a pseudo beach. I guess that counts.
We need more hijinks if we're gonna do like a beach episode.
That's true. We gotta get like.
Well, we had some hijinks. I mean, we sent Morcant out there to.
True.
And then
we did have a filler episode.
What I like is Morcant's first experience with his father's homeland is a bunch of drunk people.
Yes, I love that.
It's like,
Drunk people having an orgy.
This is where my father comes from. Makes a lot of sense.
There are
Why
reasons
has so
that
many
people
kids?
come here. There are reasons people come here. For the art, of course.
Of course.
Art.
Totally the art.
Just the
Definitely
art.
not the aphrodisiac cats. But they're definitely not having sex.
All I know is
Water cook Eslov's crab.
Vesryn thinks the reason why
No.
people hear it.
I keep forgetting that crab exists.
His crab could survive living in a fumarole, volcano water.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it's like that crab got most of its food from volcanic vents.
Or wherever.
I don't
Plenty
know.
of places.
I'm not going to assume the biology of this creature that Scott has created.
It's a crab. You can assume all the biology for it you want.
Is it a true crab? Is it a victim of ostracization? Is that what it's called?
Ostracization?
When things evolve into crabs, there's a word for it.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know that.
Because it happens so often. I'm not kidding. You can look this up.
I'm going to.
Carcinization.
Carcinization. That's.
Oh, interesting.
Anyway.
Well, your crab is definitely a victim of that. It has evolved into
So
a
they're
crab.
not a real crab?
It's a real crab.
Okay.
It evolved into a crab from whatever it was before.
With gnomes. Gnomes that became crabs.
Yeah, probably gnomes.
Probably no.
Volcano gnome.
It's canon now.
Volcano gnomes. They look like crabs.
All right, we'll see all of you next time. Have a good night, everybody.
Ciao.
We'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.
Bis bald, bis später. Tschüss, ciao.